Because this person, aside the whole biography stuff, she's someone I admire a lot. She's like an icon. If you know me, you already know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to read it out. She considers herself an advocacy enthusiast, researcher, and writer, and has in the past 6 years exerted herself towards growth in these areas. In 2017, she was part of the team that represented UNM at the National Tax Debate, where the team emerged winner. In 2019, she was a semi-finalist for the Mathematics for Life National Essay Competition. In the same year, she emerged winner of the 2019 Women and Girls Advancement and Resource Center Research Essay Competition. She emerged the overall winner of the World Intellectual Property Organization National Essay Competition in 2020. Calm down. I just put the things on fire. It has not even started yet. Okay, in the same year, she emerged first runner-up of the National Data Privacy Essay Competition. Recently, she emerged winner of the 2021 IP First Essay Competition, organized. I'm going to read it again. Some people are not getting this thing well. Recently, she emerged winner of the 2021 IP First Essay Competition, organized in conjunction with Bridgeford Attorneys and Stillwater's law firm. There was enough cash involved. Susan will be speaking on maximizing opportunities.
When this thing gets too much, I become shy to speak. But then I'll try to be very bold. So I've planned a lot of first years and second years and also third years are here because Clarity Corner is something that most of us, I think if most of us in final year now, if we had this opportunity, say in our first year or second year, I'm sure most of us might have performed better than we are doing or we did rather. So they said I should speak to you guys on identifying and maximizing opportunities. So how do you identify opportunities as a law student? I want to start by saying that in my first year and second year, appearing, because my opportunities as a law student in this faculty started with the on-spa chambers activities. And I got embarrassed a lot. I know there was a time one judge sat in, I don't know if 40 years will know this guy, Pius, disgraced me in court. It was such a, I stood up and then the next thing he was saying, counsel, if you're not ready to speak, get out of my court. I'm like, well, you didn't tell me to speak. I felt really embarrassed, but then it happened that the next stage, I went to another court where my deputy chamber leader was supposed to speak. My deputy chamber leader presently, or previously, was supposed to speak, and then the person was sitting before Ibanga. I don't know if anybody met, I don't know if 40 years met Ibanga. Ibanga, you would sit in Ibanga's court, and if you're not properly dressed, maybe Chioma, she would say, can't you leave my court? Can't you get out? You get out. And by the time it's just two or one person remaining in each chamber, she'll be like, enter appearance. And God help if you enter appearance. She would start deducting marks. So I'm just trying to say that I didn't have it easy starting off with my opportunities. It was on a very shaky ground, to the point that I didn't even know what opportunities to apply for and what opportunities I should not apply for. And then you find out that as a law student, the only opportunities you're really open to is either writing or public speaking. So you're not writing for one essay competition, you're either going for one debate or one public speaking competition. have a very wide view here. So what should you do? How do you know what to go for from here? I mean, there's so many writing competitions out there, and there's so many public speaking competitions. What I would tell people is, find what you know how to, and be true to yourself. I keep saying, there's one competition that came out one time, and then my friend was telling me, babe, you write this essay now. I say, yeah, I cannot write it because I don't think I understand what they are saying. And this is my life, I don't like stress. So I don't like anything that will stress me. So that's one thing I try to do. I'm always very true to myself. If I see something, it does not mean that I would necessarily relax in areas where I should learn more. But it means that there are just some things you're not cut out for, and it's okay, it's cool. It's very cool to not be cut out for things that other people are cut out for. So you have to find that passion within yourself. You have to find, oh, what do I love to do? You might presently hate all the courses they are teaching you in class. Fine, it's totally okay. But then if you find an essay or you find a public speaking competition where they're saying something that you think, oh, I think I have an idea about this, why not go in for it? Why not write about it, basically? And then if you're talking about identifying and maximizing opportunities, one thing that helps you as a law student is being active and visible. And when I say being active and visible, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should be loud. You don't have to be loud to be visible. You can be quiet and smart and be doing your thing. And trust me, people would recognize you. I know a lot of persons, I know a lot of my classmates who don't necessarily make noise, but then when they speak, you know that they are smart and they have it going, and they are active in their own space. So if you love doing something, I know Richard has a blog. She has a blog she's running, so she loves writing, and then she has started something on it. I know that Agupe loves something related to IP. Once in a while, she writes articles and then she sends it out. I know Success is constantly on LinkedIn trying to talk about her content writing stuff, and these are just things you love. Now, it does not you might be the kind of person that is quiet and smart, like Akuna here, that does not like people seeing her. She just wants to be inside her room and just look pretty. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you can't also vie for other opportunities. You could go online and like posts that you can relate to. You could write on anything you write at all. You could write and then send it out for publication. I know so many essays I've written in this my life. I tell you how many essays I wrote in this my life before I actually won an essay. You will not believe it. But then I don't think I want to talk about. There was one particular essay I wrote, and then they did not even send me mail for like the webinar where they will announce winners. Somebody else. So me now, after hearing from somebody else, we move like me, I say I attended the webinar. So when I attended the webinar now, and my name did not come out, because I mean, if my name was going to come out, I would have gotten the email. So at the end, I now sent the organizer a mail that, like, as respectful as possible. I sounded very respectful, trust me. And then I sent an email, I was like, could you please send me the marking guide, and let me see how you marked my essay. I want to know. I'm not trying to say I'm very good, but let me know the areas in which I fell short, so I would do better. They never reply me. In fact, they don't reply me today. So for someone else, it might have made you feel, guy, are you sure this thing is cut out for me? But then you look left, you look right. You're a law student. If you're not writing, you're not doing public speaking. What are you doing with your life? So don't get me wrong, please. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. And then, funny enough, I was just having, guys, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if I'm not. I am not saying that if you're not entering into any competition, then you're useless. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying. There are persons that will not. There are persons who have not really gotten into any competitions, and you're hoping to be very well as many articles as possible. If you write something and you send it and they don't give you first page, they don't give you second page, they don't, send it to a publishing house, somebody will publish it. In fact, come and meet me, I'll give you some places to go. And funny enough, as a law student, so one thing that will help you in life is how many articles you've published. Nobody told me. But then I was having a conversation with someone about probably doing my master's abroad, and they're like, how many articles have you published? I'm like, Ma. And I'm trying to tell the woman, Ma, I recently won the Wipo essay. I'm like, that's not what I asked you. Have you published any articles at all? I now went back. So I had to go back, go and dig out all those essays they rejected, all those things I used to write in first year that did not make sense. I brushed them up, and I started sending them out. I started sending them out to people. So aside from this, another thing I want to talk about is when you're looking out for opportunities, you would realize that the only thing they teach us in this faculty is criminal law, tort, what else? You know I'm a graduate, so I can't really remember. Maths and study ancient people. I mean, I don't see the point. And then you go outside, you realize that nobody's teaching you about corporate finance. Nobody's talking to you about happening trends in IP. Nobody's talking to you about measures. Nobody's talking to you about securities. And these are things you would meet outside here. I mean, I did when I did internship at TK, they were asking me sweat equity. I said, what is sweat equity? And it was something I was supposed to be taught in some schools third year and some schools fourth year. I think it's in tax or something. And I didn't do tax. But even when I asked someone that did tax, the person was still confused. So I'm just trying to say, if you're searching for opportunities as a law student, aside from writing, if you don't know how to write, which is a very good thing, not a very good thing, but then it's okay to not want to do something. It doesn't mean that you have to be lazy, but then it means that, this thing you're not cut out for it and you're being true to yourself. I know persons who don't like public speaking. I know persons who are damn good at just research. And I know persons who, they're just comfortable with writing prose, poetry, get it published. And then in the areas where you have interest, going for courses and get certifications. Do courses on corporate finance. Do courses on trends that you actually need outside here. Please stop doing courses on criminal law online. I'm not saying I'm just saying it's redundant, but I'm saying move with the world, basically. Because very funny enough, I don't know, I think it was Abbas that mentioned that, they have this clip. Like before any opportunity gets to the east, people are here like they've got in fact, they probably applied to you 2 times and just get it to us. So they I don't know how they do it, but I want us to beat that. I want you guys to be out there basically in your opportunity searching. Don't just limit yourself. And then I know of a friend, although I said that as a law student, the only thing you're limited to is writing and public speaking. But there was a time Okoli, I don't know if he's here, Okoli Victor made me and some other persons go into one competition that relates to, I think, creating one project thing. Guy, I suffered. I was like, Okoli, we cannot do this. He was like, Susan, calm down. I believe in you. You can do this. Don't know when you stop. I think guys, some of them not that you believe in me. I think that was in 2019. I can't remember. Yeah, Patrick, myself, and I think David and Okoli. Guy, since I don't know the result of that competition. I don't care. So I'm just, it's just me being truthful to myself that I'm not cut out for this. Like, I didn't understand shit. I didn't understand anything. Now, while saying this, I have a friend, Chizikere Ude, I don't know if it's here. He recently completed a project, an energy project, and he got a fund from Tony Elumelu. Now, I will not be able to do that. So it comes down to the fact that, what do you have passion for? What can you do? There's something you can do, my dear. You can't just sit there and say, I don't know how to do that. There has to be something you have a passion for. And there is anything as however small it is, go for it. You don't necessarily have to start writing if you don't know how to write. You don't necessarily have to start going for public speaking competitions on it. But then even if you want to, you can become an expert in that area. You can go for so many classes on it that when people talk about it, you become a go-to person in that topic. I know Choma is now peppering us about space law. So you can actually be all there about something. I think she has won an essay on space law, but even if she has not, she has made enough noise about space law for people to know that, yeah, if you ask her something about space law, she would be able to answer it. So that's something we should learn how to do. You don't necessarily have to, when we talk about opportunities, when we talk about things you can do as a law student, identifying or maximizing. When we talk about identifying or maximizing your opportunities, it's not all about writing or public speaking. It doesn't end in on-bar activities. Subscribe to newsletters on areas that you love. Get role models on areas that you love. If there are people that are doing very good in a particular area that you love, reach out to them. So I would want to learn more about this. They can air you. I know a lot of some persons have aired me before, and you probably send them a message on LinkedIn, and my dear, your message will be sitting pretty there, and nobody will reply. But then, be persistent. Someone will definitely reply you. And it could be your classmate. I keep telling people, the fact that you're in the same class doesn't mean you can't reach out. I bug Abbas a lot. I bug Justice a lot. The same thing with Josh. And they dare not answer. They dare not answer. Yeah. So reach out to your classmates. I recently told someone, go and meet Carly Rejoice. Carly Rejoice just finished her internship with Orlando. I know she finished last year. Go and meet her. Talk to her. She's a classmate. Talk to her. I mean, there's no shame. My dear, I just want to learn. Don't come and ridicule me. So that's how you get opportunities. If someone has done this before you, how did you do it? What did you say? Who did you meet? When I got an internship at Aluko, it was because I was bugging one woman in LinkedIn. It's not because of my CV or my cover letter. So I know so many persons will not say this, but I'm just all about, if someone gets something, try to get information from them about how you got that thing. It doesn't matter that those people are your classmates. It doesn't matter that they are a step higher than you. It doesn't even matter that they're a step below you. My deputy chamber that told me, oh God, I shouldn't have mentioned his name. But I've mentioned his name. My deputy chamber that told me yesterday that his first internship, he got it through the help of a junior colleague. Nobody cares. The point is, are you moving forward? Are you making waves out there? So, my dear, what I want to say is, find what you know how to do and stick to it. And it's okay if in finding that thing, you are not necessarily doing what other people are doing. Like I said, in the legal field, the only thing people know is writing and public speaking. If you don't know how to speak, you don't know how to write, they'll be like, my dear, what can you do? Just tell us, what can you do? So it's okay if you're the go-to person. There are people that are experts in certain areas, and they've probably not written so many things about it. And there are people that are experts in certain areas that outsource their writing to junior persons. And then the writing is just written in their name. And you think they're the ones that write. But they're just experts in that area, and they don't really know how, they don't really want to write, they don't know how to write. So find what you know how to do and stick to it, and pursue it vigorously. And then if you're looking for an opportunity, something comes out, and you're asking yourself, should I apply, should I not apply? The first question that will determine if you should apply is whether or not that thing will give you visibility. When I applied to WIPO, the only thing I was looking for is the hype. When they will say, oh, she won WIPO competition, and then it will sit pretty in my CV, and then the first person that sees it like, oh, let's hire this person. So that was what I was looking for, the visibility. And as an undergraduate, you need it. Because frankly speaking enough, not most persons in the professional space have time for us. Let me not lie. And there are people you talk to and they don't have your time. So if you want people to have your time, you have to be visible. There are people you chat up on LinkedIn now, and immediately they see your name. Maybe because they've seen you one area or the other, they just say, oh, I think they just reply your message. You get, so just find passion, do what you love most, and do it very well. Be damn good at it. And when you're called out to speak on something you love, dress pretty, spray a lot of perfume, and do a very good job at it, and be very smart at it as well. So that's basically what I want to say. And last words of advice. Read a lot of books, it helps. See lots of movies. I don't know if you guys have seen Suits, How to Get Away with Murder. See lots of movies. What's happening? How to Get Away with Murder. So see movies related to law. See very smart movies. Please stop seeing Korean movies. Choma. Stop seeing Korean movies. I don't get the point. Stop seeing Korean movies. See very smart movies. Read books. And of course, apply to organizations to join. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Nice. I have just 3 minutes. 2 minutes actually. So apply for fellowships. I know that it's Africa. And then apply if you're interested in arbitration, you can become an associate. AC something, so I don't know how to pronounce that word, but you guys know what I'm saying. So yeah, become fellow, then do volunteering. It's very important. These are ways in which you can gain visibility and of course get opportunities in areas in which you're interested in. If you're interested in a particular area, volunteer if something on that area comes up. It's IB volunteer, it's space law. Become a volunteer in that area. You're a student. If they don't want to pay, it's fine. Then you get the experience. When you get to the final year, you do your hand like this for them when they call you okay. You get. So I wish you all the best. I pray that let me finish wishing you well. So I wish you all the best, and this is coming from the depth of my heart. And I wish someone told me this when I was in first year or second year. If anything happens, you fall, you stumble at any point, please rise again. Please don't remain there. Like, stand up again and continue. And it doesn't necessarily matter if you are slow in your movement, you're slow in the pace at which you're coming. The point is that you're moving. Yeah, man. I hope that whenever you fall, you get the strength to rise again. And I hope that this school does not down your courage, because I know you all are very smart and there are potentials here. And I wish you all the best going forward. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, please a round of applause for Susan. If you have any question, please. Okay. I'll start with Patrick because you told me already.
Good afternoon. I think my question is pretty direct. So, Susan, we know you've written a lot of essay competitions, and we know you've written a lot high-sounding competitions. So, we want to know how you manage writing. What was it hard? What did you write different? What did you do different, right, to make your essays stand out at every point in time?
Usually when I set out to write an essay, I make sure I start early. Because, like I said, truth be told, I can be lazy sometimes. So I try to start out early. And when I start out early, what I do is, I try to understand the question. So if I'm confused about the question, I start asking questions. I could ask my classmates, we get ideas on, okay, what do you think this one is? What do you think this one is? So if I understand the question, then I start doing my research. And very importantly, I start early. I start doing my research. And my essay, I think what stands it out is that I am usually direct in the manner in which I communicate my ideas. And the ideas in my essay are not things that I go online and just carry what's online and pour into my essay. I actually sit down to think about my ideas. And I consider things that I've heard or things I've learned before and see, oh, is this idea actually practicable? So I am very specific in the manner in which I express my ideas, and I'm very practical. So it's possible you pick my essay, and the ideas in that essay, you won't find it online. Because I actually sit down, like I said, I start very early. I sit down to think about the ideas I will pour into my essay, and I take my time. Because one thing particular to me is that if I'm setting out to do something, I'm setting out to do it perfectly well. If I'm going to write an essay, I set out to be first. So that I don't just write and be like, guy, let me see how I go wrong now. So if I know I'm not going to win, guy, I will come and sit down. There was one essay me and Abbas wrote. Abbas, I'm sorry I'm busting our bubbles here. So Abbas told me he wants to write on the other topic. I said, guy, I don't have strength. That other topic is going to be difficult for me. I'm going to write the other one. We both did not win anyway. But then the point is, the one you think, it comes down to the fact that the first thing I mentioned, do you have passion for this? Are you interested in this area? Because if you're not interested and you don't have passion, it might be difficult to actually understand what you're talking about. And if you've never heard about it before, it's just like someone in first year or second year writing something on arbitration. It might be difficult. Or someone in first year or second year writes something on IP or company law. It will be very foreign to you. So you have to really take your time, and usually people that mark these essays, they are looking out for how smart your ideas are. Because it's an essay, it's not an article. An article can lift things from online and just put it as reference and do the whole thing and submit. But in your essay, you have to be very smart and practical about it. So that's how I stand out in my essay.
Okay, so first of all, I think I need to correct that impression. I think it's important to correct that impression because they're actually legal series in Korean. I mean, they're subtitled, so it doesn't. That aside. Okay, so what I want to add is because I feel, like you said, it's important to be honest. So I know I agree your status, and you're always talking about Christian and Yuku and how it helps out like most of your research. Can you hear me now? Okay, so I said I know I agree your status, and it's important for us to be honest. I know how you talk about Christian and Yuku and how it helps out in most of your research and stuff. So I think it's important you throw light on the whole mentorship stuff. Mentorship, not as far, mentorship for a long time. When it comes to writing essays, like what is the place of people that have gone ahead in writing those essay competitions?
So yes, I'm sorry I forgot to mention that. But Christian Amiko was actually very fundamental to my winning the Bipo essay. So I know I disturbed him a lot as regards the essay. So what I usually do is that if I intend on writing an essay that I am not so sure about, I look out for experts in that area. Go on LinkedIn. There are people that you would know that, oh, these people have made noise about this area. And then you actually ask them, you want to write on this? And then most times I don't look out for experts. Sometimes I look out for previous winners. So if I'm writing on arbitration, I might not necessarily go to an arbitration expert. I might just go to a previous winner on that same essay and be like, please, I want to write on this essay. Can you send me a copy of your essay? And we could actually discuss the present essay topic. What do you think? What do you think? Which way do you think I should go? Should I go this way or that way? Because, I mean, this person has been there before. So you ask these people these questions, and of course, you ask them to please review your essay for you. Now, this does not mean that you won't send to an expert also in that field who has not written before, but then you're just trying to cover all fields. You're trying to ensure that bad as bad, which say you get second position. I hope I made sense.
Okay, I'll take the last question. Remember, you can write your question down, okay? You can write it down. If I don't take it, just write it down.
Good afternoon. I want to ask how, okay, you said if before you write something or do anything with think. What what's your thought process like? What do you think about when you're doing things like this? How do you think? Everybody says sit down, think. You think, please. In part.